Three calamities strike a bargain. Behind them, smoking ruins. Within, hearts inflamed by doubt. And ahead, a forgotten shade slithers forth for one final fight. For this, dear friends, is Dragonguard.
We all just became sassy grandmothers.
Oh, I thought we were doing King of the Hill.
Yep.
I thought we were all Medea.
I would never want to be Medea.
She's done everything. She's gone to jail. She's been mad.
Dead.
She's Barbie.
Medea goes to space. I heard they're making.
Really?
Oh, I don't know. That's not. I made that up. But I
Probably.
wouldn't.
That sounds real. So,
You know what else is bad? Dragons. Let's recap. Last time you braved an unexplored dungeon, a mysterious place behind a gigantic waterfall.
We did.
And you found yourself, after braving a number of devious puzzles and potential deadly dangers, you made it to the inner sanctum of this dungeon, and all became sentient furniture.
As you would.
And then you had the one of you that retained locomotion reached out and decided to pray to all gods, and contacted Erevan Llesere.
Yeah. Instead of checking A, B, or C, you just checked all of the above.
listen, I don't know how these things work.
And you struck a deal with this mysterious entity to undo the curse placed upon everyone in the room, which it did for an undefined price that it would exact later on. And you are now all collapsed on the floor, on all fours. You have just finished vomiting your guts out. There is a bisected body of a female elf.
Yeah, thanks, Gnome Suni.
I didn't do that. That wasn't me.
Blame it on the monkey.
That stands out even more because, like, earlier this morning, I went on a weird kind of Jack the Ripper hole, and I was reading about his victims, and I saw, like, a picture of one of them, like, just eviscerated.
Oh my god, I gotta tell you about the game.
I'm not Jack the Ripper.
I gotta tell you about the game they were making, unless you read about it.
I remember hearing that they were making one.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you later, but that game...
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I have that image of that lady, like, as an ottoman now.
No, but not as an ottoman, as, like, a high elf.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, you're all human, or, you know,
we're all
humanoid.
We're all back to our
again.
original forms. Especially the ape that was conjured.
I believe, Gnome Suni, you are wielding a sparkling silver sword, and Barfus has a large black ballista bolt.
Yeah. I want the sword. I deserve it.
Do you?
I'm not handing it over.
I don't know.
Well, you misused it, and you turned yourself into an ottoman after specifically being told not to hit an ottoman. So I think that sword rightfully belongs to me.
Well, brothers, first of all, I was the first person to claim the sword, if we remember.
Oh,
are we in character now?
Okay.
Yeah, we're in character.
Okay, well, Scratch is in character.
Okay, Gnome Suni's not saying anything then.
Okay,
She's just...
I guess we're all not saying anything to each other. I think
We're probably all very...
you could probably just take the
we're all
sword.
probably
We're
very
pretty rattled.
traumatized. Yeah, we're all probably very traumatized. So we should 1,000 yards stare for a second and breathe heavily.
There's an ape in the room, right?
No, the god took the...
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Claimed it as its prize.
I'm taking this, and then left.
It's like, thanks for Donkey Kong. Okay, Scratch just looks at Barfus, just kind of like shocked, like 1,000-yard stare, but then like kind of comes to his senses a little bit, and he just goes, "What were you thinking?"
What were you thinking?
What do you mean? What was I thinking? What were you thinking? You made a deal with the trickster god? Do you know what you've done?
I didn't really have a whole lot of options.
You've killed us. You've killed us, Barfus.
If anything, I saved you.
Would you have rather stayed in Ottoman, Scratch?
I could have left you imbeciles.
Compared to what we might have just gotten ourselves into?
That was a hell all on its own.
Was it?
I didn't know what time was. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know if I was anything.
Don't you start. All you had to do was listen to me, and we could have gotten out of that.
How was I supposed to know what to do?
By the power of deduction. I told you to listen to me, but you acted out of emotion, and you've got us all into a predicament. You could have saved us.
I didn't do anything.
This is true, Nomsumi. I mean, I was an Ottoman, but I could still,
Who was the Ottoman first?
I didn't know. I'm the least guilty here.
I didn't know
I was
either.
the one that I had no idea what was going to happen, so you can't pin any of this. I am free by sheer ignorance. You watched 2 people become Ottomans before you.
Ignorance is correct.
So what are you doing? What's the game plan from here?
We need to get. Let's just go. Is that a? Oh God! And like Scratch notices the bisected Ottoman, and he kind of
it's bleeding out on the floor.
He kind of goes over to it and like he like touches the blood and he sniffs it. He's trying to see, just to confirm that it's blood. It's blood. And then he's just
does that turn him into an Ottoman? Because it better not.
What?
No.
Is there still danger of being turned into a piece of furniture?
You don't know.
Damn it, Jack.
Let's assume the worst.
Let's assume that we need to leave.
So you like I said, Naomi has the sword of 1,000 Ottomans, whatever it's called.
Hold on. Nomsumi, I think you should give that sword to me.
I think it should go to me because I touched it first. Finders keepers.
Listen, kitty cat.
I called dibs first.
What are dibs?
Nomsuni uses the sword to stand up slowly, and she hands it over to Barfus.
Thank you.
I don't want to see that ever again.
I mean, he probably will because he's part of our party and he's probably going to use it at some point.
What
Scratch, what did I just say?
What should I code this in my inventory as?
Cursed ass sword.
Just a regular sword. Maybe.
The seated sword.
The seated sword. God.
Yeah, you can name any of the items you pick up.
I choose.
It is a longsword.
It is a longsword. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a claymore. Or...
No, it's a
longsword.
It's a one-handed object.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I choose to call this the sword that I deserve.
It's on the nose there, huh? Does Barfus say this out loud? Like, does he proclaim it dramatically?
No.
Holds it up in the air?
I just kind of do this mentally.
Okay.
And this is replacing the dagger that I gave up.
Okay.
Yeah, let's...
All right.
Can we get out of here, brothers? Can we just... I never want to see another Ottoman ever again. The next Ottoman I do see, I'm slicing it to splinters.
Nomsuni just shudders.
Shudders, staring at the bisected elf.
Just pretend it was an Ottoman.
It was an Ottoman.
That's right. Keep telling yourself that. It was just furniture. Don't... not the stuff under it was juice that was on the chair. Someone left it. It's wine.
Human juice. rather elf juice.
So are you making your way out of this?
Yeah, we are definitely
cavern?
making our way downtown, walking fast.
Okay. We'll kind of fast forward.
Yeah, we go down the
you.
hallway. We stop with the arcane circle and wait for the explosion. We don't touch the skeletons.
All that jazz. You make it back to the waterfall area.
Okay. Does being turned into an Ottoman count as like a short rest?
I mean, I don't think it would be for you because you were still moving around and doing stuff. Maybe for me and Naomi.
But also, I was on all fours and I didn't have like a physical.
You ran up and down the dungeon as a.
but it's not. But it's not like
you were not resting.
It's not like I get tired. It's like, you know, I'm.
Yeah. Let's.
Well, I mean, do you get
moved
let's
by
just
like
say
arcane forces?
When you transformed back, you're at full HP, you're at full hit points, and you feel oddly rested.
That means I bet.
Great! It's an odd rest. Of course it is.
I bet the god did that. That means we're gonna owe him even more.
All right, I'm gonna be a jerk and use Misty Step to get across.
Okay.
Leave you guys to figure it out for yourselves.
We're just gonna go the way we can. We're gonna shimmy across the thingy, and no one's gonna fall this time.
Yeah, remember what happened last time,
okay,
Scratch?
So here's what we're gonna do.
You fell too.
I'm going to summon Unseen Servant.
Okay.
All right. And I'm going to grab some rope and for myself and Scratch.
Okay.
And have the Unseen Servant tie it to an object on one end.
Okay. So roll perception.
14.
Okay. Yeah, you see that kind of off to the side there are a few sturdy-looking roots growing out of the side of this area. There's a scrabbled bush. There are a few, I want to say rusted, that's not the word I'm looking for, charred pieces of what used to be buildings sticking up out of the ground. Mm-hmm. So those are the things you see.
Okay. Wow, even through a waterfall. Amazing. Or is this what my Unseen Servant sees and communicates with me?
It's the Unseen Servant cannot communicate with you.
Even telepathically?
But,
I can just command it. Okay.
No. Yeah. You're able to see through a gap. Like that's what you're able to see.
Excellent.
Kind of the gap off to the side that you could shimmy through.
All right. I command the Unseen Servant to tie, and it found ropes, of course. Yes?
Well, you also have ropes in your inventory.
Okay, well, I, whatever ropes I have, I give them to my Unseen Servant to tie to the sturdiest of the branches. What, you said roots? I trust the roots.
Okay.
I do too.
And for Scratch and myself.
Okay.
And of course to bring the other ends back to us.
Yeah. All right. The Unseen Servant is able to do that.
Excellent.
You now have two ends of rope in your hands.
Okay.
That are tied to the root.
Excellent. Okay. Well, my furry friend, looks like we're gonna have to shimmy our way across, but we're not gonna be stupid about it this time, are we?
Who was stupid about it?
I glare at him.
Namsuni's just watching, sitting cross-legged across the waterfall.
I mean, I'm sorry. I guess I should have done it the Barfus way, where as soon as I fell, I should have asked the trickster god to save me and surrender my life to him.
I continue to
Next
stare
time,
at him.
I'll know better.
I continue to stare at him.
I'm sorry. Is that too close to home?
I think about commanding my Unseen Servant to untie his rope, but I don't.
Hey, I didn't need the rope. I was going to use my special skill. It's just called raw ass ability.
Ability, huh?
Where's the hyphen in that? You're gonna need to specify.
No hyphen necessary.
Jesus. Okay. So roll athletics for
Yeah.
Okay.
And roll with an advantage because you have a rope.
Okay. I don't know what advantage means, but I got a 20.
Roll 2d20 and take the higher.
Well, I got a 20 on my first roll anyway, so that's 24. I crossed safely, I'm sure.
You're halfway across.
Oh no.
Do I just cross safely with him by association since we're bound together?
Absolutely
No.
not. You have to roll.
No. Yep, and then you can roll. Barfus can roll again with advantage because you have the rope.
Damn, son.
Still.
All right, I got 18, so 22 total.
All right, so you make it across.
Damn right.
Scratch.
Okay. Oh boy. Let me see. Athletics, right?
Yep.
Damn it, Scratch.
You have athletics.
My highest-
Or, you have
I
advantage.
I do. My highest was a 10.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm still shaken up by the.
You slip and fall into the water once again.
I see this and I sigh, so
Roll strength. Just roll me a strength check.
Can you please roll high, Scratch, please?
14.
Okay, you hold on to the rope.
okay, I go over, like, I sigh and I go over to the other end of the rope and I attempt to drag him. So I roll strength 2.
Yeah.
All right. I got all right. Where's my strength? I got a 12.
Okay. That should be good enough to pull him in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I pull this wet ass cat in.
Scratch does the cat water shake thing.
Not before I lift your ass up out of the water and drop you as hard as I can on the floor.
Oh, so you're just like body slamming me?
No, I don't. I let gravity do most of the work. I just pick you up and I drop you.
I probably land on my feet. So that's what you do. That's what cats do when you drop them. They always land on their feet. Even if you drop them upside down, they just somehow make it work.
Okay. Sounds like you've had a lot of
Well,
practice.
I know the science behind that, but that's for another time.
It's a lifetime of being a cat, you know. Brilliant practice. And then he's like, oh no, don't worry about it. Just decided to wash off the ottoman stink I had on me. Intentional.
Right, Scratch. Right.
All
right.
I untie the ropes and add them and re-add them to our inventories.
Okay. You are now in kind of this burned out mining area that is also quite old looking. There is the gravelly path that you came down earlier. By the way, it is now like I'd say early morning.
Okay.
We should probably head for that temple. That's sounding real good right now.
I glare at Scratch and slowly nod my head. I'm very upset.
What's that all about? And then Scratch just kind of like brushes past him, just gonna not even acknowledge it.
You're just gonna sashay away?
Sure.
All right. So you're going to the temple. That's kind of what you guys want to do?
Kind of.
Yeah. Do we have to roll athletics for climbing up this gravel again?
No.
Okay.
It's much easier to climb up than it was to climb down.
All right.
And this time you're more clearly, from this angle, you're more clearly able to see kind of which parts are rotted away and which parts are sturdy, so you're able to make it up to the top of this circular gorge area. And congratulations, you fully escaped from this perilous hole that you climbed down last time.
Did we really escape? We didn't escape with our souls.
Not you didn't escape the memories.
We came back with significantly less freedom.
And you look at your map and you have the location of the temple, which is actually quite nearby. You can probably get there in about 30 minutes.
Oh, it was that close.
I told you. I told you.
Was it
Yes!
really?
Yeah,
I thought it was like a day.
You didn't tell us it was that close. You just said we should go there.
You were about.
Did you look at the map? We had the map.
Well, I mean,
No.
to be fair, the map
Well,
was
we
kind
did,
of...
but it was so
I know.
adorable. I was
Great.
distracted.
It was right there.
The map wasn't in such a way where I could look at it and go, "Oh, 30-minute trek."
As a little bit of a recap. As a little bit of a recap, you got to the stream, which kind of blocked your way from getting immediately to the temple, and you decided to take a 2-hour detour to walk around the entire hole, and then go down into it. But now you're on the other side of the stream, and you're...
So we have to walk 2 hours back around to go to the thing.
No.
Okay, so we're on the same side. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. God, I was gonna be so mad. I'm still mad.
I bet Barfus could,
I would just
Barfus
walk
could
across
see
the
the
water and
temple.
leave you guys.
Can you actually see the temple because he's so tall? He's like, it's right there. I can see it.
No, it appears to, from the map and kind of your vision of the area, it appears that it might be built into the side of a small hill that is a little ways off.
Okay. All right, let's get to it, brothers. Time's a wasting.
Nomsuni just looks at Barfus, expecting like camaraderie, but he probably just glares at her, and she just looks down again.
I'm saying he's very traumatized.
I'm a little. Yeah, I was gonna
We need
say
to-
I'm a
we
little
need to-
traumatized.
We need to find someone for her to hit on.
I'll find someone soon. No worries.
Yeah.
All right, so
Mostly, I'm just upset at both of you. for
I mean,
mean,
you
you're-
know who we
you're
are
not-
at this point.
Completely what am I trying to say? You are not without
Wrong?
some blame. Yeah, we've all wrong.
Like,
No.
I understand that I'm not without blame, but also I did the most to try to keep everyone alive.
You could say that.
Including
I feel
a night-long adventure as the brave
we'll-
little
yeah.
toaster.
We'll see how that pays off
Yeah.
later.
like
But,
like not only that, but like seriously, I tried to sacrifice only myself. So
that's true.
Yeah, there was
that's
that.
true.
And Scratch
y'all
is still
can't
being
be
bitchy.
upset.
All right, so you argue about who's to blame for
as-
last
as
night's
we're walking.
adventure.
No. We don't. We argue amongst ourselves, but we're
It's like
totally
30
quiet right now.
You walk in total silence.
Are
through
we
the
just like
woods.
giving each
Yes.
other side eye? Just like this son of a bitch.
No, none of you want to make eye contact with
Just
each other.
Nope.
Shuffling our, looking at our feet. I'm thinking about Sniff and how Sniff, if he was still here, he would have never allowed us to get into such a situation because Sniff.
There'll just be a kitten as a voice of reason.
Sniff. There's a reason he was my right hand. He knows. He takes command.
Why didn't you learn from Sniff then?
I'm still mourning.
God, how long you been mourning, son?
You can't judge someone for how long they mourn.
I know that's true,
what a,
but I'm judging.
What a terrible.
I know that's true, but I'm judging.
Look at this guy. Aren't you done mourning yet?
Eventually you come through the woods, and the trees start to thin out a little bit, and in front of you, you see that there is kind of this set of weathered stone stairs that has been covered by moss, with the exception of kind of a small path in the middle, leading up to this large oak door that is finely wrought. It looks relatively new. It is shut.
Okay. Can I roll?
This appears to be the temple.
Yeah. Okay. Can I roll perception to see if I see anything?
Sure.
Okay.
Anyone who wants to can do that as well.
shall.
I rolled a
Alright,
12. I
might as
rolled
well.
a 12 and a 4, so 16.
Okay.
I wrote a 21.
Okay.
13 plus whatever my perception is. Boop.
All right. So Barfus and Nomsuni, you both notice that the moss has been kind of scratched up in different places, as if by footsteps of several people.
Okay.
And Scratch, you actually notice that you notice one imprint that is distinctly non-human looking or non-humanoid looking. That has
like on the.
It's distinct. I shouldn't say non-humanoid. It is distinctly saurian in nature, draconic, one might say.
Saurian? Is that a race?
I think it might be a race, but I just meant like
largely
it's
largely reptilian.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Gotcha.
It has three clawed toes.
Gotcha.
All right. It sounds like Scratch is gonna start getting tingly.
He's just like inspecting the imprint. He's like,
Okay.
Does he walk up to it, or does he just inspect it from afar? So, because we're still on the outskirts, we're still. I imagine we're still on the outskirts, and we're closer to where the trees are instead of the clearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
oh, okay.
Okay. So I say in a hushed whisper, it seems that others have been here before, and we shouldn't get too close.
I want to use my primeval awareness.
Okay. What are you going to be trying to sense?
I'm going to try to sense,
Exactly.
I'll try to
One
sense-
dragon.
or yeah, just dragons in general within a mile.
Okay. You do not sense any dragons.
Okay. Dragon-free zone.
Good to know, Scratch.
I know. I think we can approach, but be cautious.
Okay. We slowly approach.
Okay. You approach the large oak door set into this stone, large block stonework that seems to have been weathered by age in a way that the door has not. By the way, this archway is kind of built into this earthy overhang that goes into the hill proper. So
Okay.
just something to be aware of.
Mm.
What do you do once you get to the door?
Scratch. Is it? What do you want to do, Barfus?
I was gonna say that maybe we shouldn't rush in.
Well, I was.
Nomsuni burns it down with a
I was
fireball.
like, Scratch is.
I'm kidding.
Scratch is gonna put his adorable ear up against the door.
Yeah.
See if he hears anything on the other side.
Okay. Roll perception.
Ah, shit. 3.
You hear nothing.
Okay.
It's silent as the grave on the other side of that door.
I do the same thing because I no longer trust either of them.
You trusted us to begin
Roll
with.
perception.
Yeah. Foolish, I know. Okay. Ooh, son. I got a 20 and plus 4 for perception, so.
You hear the rustling of several figures, and you're able to smell a faint burning smell. And it is... You're able to identify it insofar as you know that it is burning flesh.
Wow. Hell of a
Yum.
nose.
That's what happens when you get a 24.
Become Wolverine.
Exactly. That's what happens when you live in Canada. Become one with the wilderness. I step away from the door and motion for everyone to like come in, and whisper to them.
Huddle up.
Yeah, huddle up.
What is it?
It sounds like there are several figures inside, and I could very faintly smell some burning, and I think it was flesh.
Of course, fire. Why wouldn't there be?
Sounds like a fresh new hell on the other side of that door. What are we gonna do?
We could try to maybe... Did they sound like they were close to the door, or...
Well, it sounds like they're at varying distances. There are several figures inside.
I got an idea. Let's knock on the door. Namsumi, you make an ice slide.
We're not gonna do that again.
Wait. Remember when we tried that and it didn't work?
Listen, you can't just abandon something if it doesn't work the first time.
There's
you don't
multiple
just give up
people in
that
there,
easily.
Scratch.
We're not going to do that. So, question: are there any like window or window-like structures on this?
Strangely, no.
Okay,
Because this is, this is carved into the side of a cliff, right?
Yeah, and into the not a cliff, but a hill.
Yeah, like it's carved into rock.
Well, the stone blocks are set into earth, so it's not carved out of rock, but it is as if someone built into this hill using stone. Yeah.
What if I have two ideas? We can either try to open the door very quietly, maybe poke a head in, see if we can at least get a visual, scope out what we have. If possible, if they're not too close to the door, we can slip in. Or we can knock on the door to draw their attention, have them come out, and then we hide so we can at least see what we're working with here.
Both of those ideas are idiotic, and we're not going to do them.
Wait.
No,
First of all, big man.
Listen. If we,
I'm sorry. Wait. Let me pray to your new best friend. Maybe he has a suggestion.
Listen. I shrug off his snarky commentary, and I continue to speak. If we open the door, we're gonna let the sunlight in, and if there's no windows on here, so the sunlight is going to be extremely noticeable. It's the middle of the day.
What if we hide? What if we go back into the forest? You use your mage hand, because you love that.
The mage hand can't open the door by itself.
No, it can knock on the door while we're in hiding, because it'll be from a distance, and then whoever opens it, we can at least see who or what is inside, and then we can game plan from there.
I quietly think to myself, I'm going to use mage hand to knock on your head.
Are there any gaps around this door?
Yeah, there is a very small gap at the very bottom.
How small? Would a mouse be able to fit through?
Yeah, a mouse would be able to wriggle through.
All right. I can turn myself into a mouse and investigate.
All right.
Okay.
Doesn't Namsumi like sheepishly
How long does
suggest
the
this?
spell last?
I believe you can last for a few hours at the level you are.
Okay. Well, I'll turn into a mouse.
Okay.
Do you,
Hold
do you
on.
like
Hold
quietly,
on.
like shyly suggest this, like while looking at your feet?
No, I just turn into a
Hold
mouse.
on.
Oh, you just
Before you
like, do we
do
even
that,
realize?
before you do that, I would hope you would learn from these experiences to say things.
Gnome Suni is a mouse.
Okay.
We don't learn.
Okay.
I'm tired of you bickering, so I just turn into a mouse.
Are we too
Okay.
busy bickering to notice
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have no idea.
All right. So I pause and I'm like, wait, where's Nomsuni?
Who?
I'm
just
Really, Scratch? Really? Can I talk to them as a mouse, or am I like squeaking?
I think you're squeaking.
Yeah. No, I pick up
you just-
Scratch and I move him away from the door because obviously Nomsuni has done something without us, and if she's going to stir up trouble, I want to make sure that we're in a place where we can not, get screwed over by this.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Can you see my little mouse butt like wiggling through the door? Still,
I don't know. Should we roll perception
yeah,
to see
roll
if we can do
perception.
this?
We get like fleeting glances of a tail.
I rolled a 5, so I rolled a 1, and
Nope.
so I don't see this.
I rolled a 17.
Okay, you see a small mouse wiggling under the
don't
door.
eat me, Scratch,
the door.
please. Is it a blue mouse? Can you at least tell that it's me?
Are you like Beast Boy? Like the animal just becomes
Yeah, it's just
the
green.
You're just everything's blue.
I would say no. You look like a mouse.
Yeah.
He's like I mean,
Are they smart enough to assume that it's me?
I don't know. With this group, anyone's guess.
Roll intelligence.
I mean we're Wait, he wants to roll intelligence?
Yeah, as far as I know, you've never seen her turn into an animal before, so I don't know.
True. She's only conjured animals. She's never turned into one.
Yeah, this is new information for us both. So, but anyway, I've still picked up Scratch because I know Nomsuni is up to something, but I don't know what it is. So I'm just like, we need to
regardless,
move.
I rolled a 4 for intelligence. So.
Okay, yeah, you just think it's a mouse going underneath the door.
Of course you did. Of course
Like Scratch
you
considers
rolled a 4.
eating it, like his natural instincts almost kick in.
But
He's gonna pounce on
you're
it.
picked up, so you can't do anything. And I'm just like, we need to move because she's doing something, and I don't know what.
Okay, so
Knowing
Nomsuni,
she's gonna burn it down.
Nomsuni, you wiggle under the door with a little bit of difficulty, but you pop out on the other side. And you see, immediately on the other side of the door, first, you notice that inside it is inexplicably light. There are a number of windows off to either side of the temple that are letting in a bright stream of daylight, or at least what appears to be daylight. So as a result, this place is very well lit. There are a number of robed figures kind of walking around. There's like a small campfire in the center of the temple that is cooking what appears to be parts of a deer. Immediately in an alcove next to the door, there's actually a robed figure that appears to be like just kind of bored, playing with some scaly hands and kind of twiddling clawed fingertips. And you see that there is one figure in the room that towers above all the other ones, also wearing some kind of a robe, but clanking whenever it moves around. And it's kind of, it's over by a corner of the room that is noticeably darker than the rest of the room. And in the front of the room, you see a giant downturned hammer, kind of basically looking like Mjolnir from the Avengers, from Thor, with a set of scales on top of the handle that is reaching towards the sky. But it is cracked and has been defaced. There are a number of crude drawings on it of creatures with tails that they appear to be going to the bathroom and relieving themselves in various capacities all over the hammer.
What?
One of the windows you notice has also been smashed, and is on the other side. There's just rock and dirt.
Is the hammer sitting on top of an ottoman?
No. There are various rows of like pews and such, but they are in varying states of repair or disrepair. Some of them are intact. Some of them look very nice and new. Most of them are kind of decrepit.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Would it be worth to roll perception, or do I see pretty much everything I need to see?
Yeah, you can roll perception.
Alright, I shall roll perception then. Oh, great. I got a 5 plus whatever my perception skill is.
Okay. You notice that there are in total about 7 figures walking around this room, including the big one that is kind of pacing back and forth.
Okay. Can I hear them talking at all?
You can, actually. Do you speak Draconic?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Aha.
You can hear hushed whispers kind of all over the room, but it's hard to make out what any of them are talking about from right by the door.
Oh, great. Well, I'm going to be uncharacteristic and play it safe and go back under the door.
Okay. You wiggle back on the other side.
And then I go up to Barfus and Scratch and turn back into me and scare the crap out of them.
Like were me and Barfish just in each other's faces, just
no,
yelling at each other the whole time, or
well, maybe in hushed voices, but I moved us like to the side of the door, like not in an immediate line sight, so if somebody were to open the door, they wouldn't see us.
Yeah.
All right. How do you guys react to me disappearing?
Ah. It's a very measured surprise.
Oh.
I guess I don't really react. I'm just like, I'm just kind of like frustrated. I'm like, what did you do?
Does Namsumi, when she transforms in and out of is it like the Animorphs kind of transformation?
Or do I just
poof? It's good. Like it's kind of gross.
Yeah, I think there is like an element of strangeness and maybe off-puttingness, depending on how you react to such transformations.
At least it's not an ottoman this time.
I just glare at Scratch, and I start telling them everything that I saw.
Okay. You relay that information to them. Now what do you do?
7, huh? It's a big guy. It's big and draconic. We got something here, brothers. So you didn't get a look at him, right? Assuming
I got a decent look at them.
Were they more like priests or combat, like fighters?
They were all cloaked. I didn't want to get too close.
Well, if anything, we should expect the worst. The worst. I can't speak right now.
It's okay.
Can I turn into like a fly?
Sure.
Do flies exist in this realm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Flies exist everywhere.
Okay, you are a fly.
Oh. Okay. Do you just like, without warning, just turn into a fly in front of us?
Hold on. Does she fly? Do you fly away, or can I like say something to you?
You can say something to me.
Okay.
she's like buzzing around your face.
Yeah. No, Suni, before you go back in there, try to get a more delicate look at the situation. Make sure to stay out of eyesight. We don't want you getting smashed for no reason.
I just go buzz buzz and like do a little salute with my little leg.
Your little fly paw. Not even a paw.
A fly paw. They're called legs, Marcus.
I made the fly cuter.
Thank you for making me more adorable.
Little fly hand salute.
So I fly up to the broken window that I saw before.
You go back under the door, and you're flying over to the broken window. Okay. It's a little bit farther back in this area, but you make it over there, no problem.
Can I hear anything from this, or am I pretty far up?
You're pretty far up. So these windows, I would say, are about 20 feet up in the air.
Okay. Are there any banisters, or not banisters? What am I thinking of?
Railings?
No. Like the roof things.
Chandeliers.
Like, you mean like rafters?
Yes, rafters.
Okay, rafters. Okay.
No, it's kind of an arched stone ceiling.
Okay. And you said that they're peeing on Thor's hammer thingy?
There are drawings of creatures.
Oh,
and
drawings.
Now that you get closer, they look like crude drawings of kobolds.
Okay.
I have a question. Like how wide are the divisions between the stones that are composing this? Can she like crawl in between the bricks to kind of stay out of sight?
No.
Okay.
They're generally mortared together.
Okay. Damn crafty constructions.
Can I roll perception to see any vantage points that I can fly to?
Sure. I mean, you're a fly, so I'm just generally gonna say that you're short of getting like right up in someone's grill. No one's gonna care.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd say just hover.
I start
above
flying
everyone.
like around until I get closer, just kind of doing a loop.
As you fly around, you see that there is the glint of weapons. It doesn't appear that most of the robed figures are wearing any armor underneath their robes. However, they do all appear to be armed with spears, knives. They have little jars that are strapped to their waists. There is one of these smaller figures that appears to have a large shield strapped to its back, and is wearing some degree of pretty fancy armor underneath their robes. And as you get closer to the large figure, it is very clear that it is not a kobold. You recognize it from your days studying at the Dragonguard Academy that it is a Dragonborn. A large human, not a large, but like a medium-sized humanoid on par in size with a human, probably a little bit larger than that. And it has glistening black scales and appears to be wearing an equally black suit of armor underneath its robes. And it carries what appears to be a large claymore of some kind.
Okay, and can I hear them speaking at this point?
Yeah, so the Dragonborn is actually looking off down a cavern that appears to have been eroded away into the side of this temple. And it goes down, and you can see that there's like a glint of crystal down there. It's letting off a strange purplish hue. And if you fly a little bit closer, you can see that there are a few bodies down there as well. They all appear to be burned and very dead. There are a couple humanoid bodies down there and also a couple kobold bodies. And the Dragonborn is muttering to itself about something it's just calling her, and she's very crafty, this one. But I will get her. I will get her yet. Basically stuff along those lines.
Oh, so he's crazy. Great.
Maybe not.
Crazy like a fox.
Yeah, right?
Crazy like a Dragonborn. Now, can this Dragonborn, like, is this like a Skyrim Dragonborn too? Can he shout at us?
So from what you know of Dragonborn from your studies, you know that they can breathe different breath weapon attacks.
Okay.
So like different types of Dragonborn can breathe out different kinds of stuff. So like a red Dragonborn would be able to breathe fire.
Okay.
A white one would be able to breathe ice.
Okay.
Black ones breathe, I believe, acid.
Okay.
Lovely.
I was gonna be like, come on, lightning. That sounds cool, but okay. Acid's also cool, but not as cool.
Not cool for us. All right.
I'm just saying.
Gnome Suni makes her way back to the exit, I guess.
Wait,
Yeah.
don't do that yet. Observe
She can-
slightly longer.
She can do what she wants.
I know, I have no influence. Just be smart about this. We've been dumb all this time.
I'm tired of,
Honestly,
I'm tired of being stupid.
Honestly, this is probably the smartest you've approached any situation so far in this game, so I'm giving
That's
you props.
right.
From now on,
What does
everything we
that
do,
mean?
we turn Naomi into a fly.
I
That's
mean
how
that
we
I
tackle
just
it.
finished editing 3 hours of you standing around for an hour and a half debating about how to get into a tower, and the best plan that you came up with was an ice slip and slide and some very flimsy lies. Anyway,
We learn
Alright.
from our mistakes.
yeah.
No, we don't.
I mean, you did. So good job.
Who knows? I'm still a wild card.
Oh no.
So you turned into a fly, not a wild card.
Oh, so you know what? You know what I learned? Just totally unrelated to this. Apparently, I have counter charm.
What?
I have
That whole
counter charm.
time?
Yeah.
What is
that
that?
Oh no.
As an action you can perform until the end of your next turn. During that time, you and any friendly creatures within 30 feet that can hear you gain advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed.
Oh, no.
Kyle.
Hey, it's okay. I didn't know I could turn into other creatures until like halfway through this, so.
This guy. Does Barfus announce this? Like in
No.
does he have like an Ignis and Final Fantasy? Aha!
A new
I
recipe.
found a new spell. I've got
Oh wait,
it.
I know how to do this.
All right, so you fly back towards the door. Are you going back outside?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You fly back
nice.
underneath the door. You are back outside in the forest. Your two companions are huddled together, probably arguing or sitting in sullen silence.
I buzz around their faces a little.
Oh, damn fly. I'm like,
And Barfus is like, no! Scratch, don't swat that. And I turn back into Gnome Suni.
Okay.
And relay the information that I just found.
All right.
Sounds like we're gonna be killing.
Sounds like we're up against a pretty strong enemy.
We're always up against strong enemies.
Well, it's a good thing we're strong ourselves, if a little stupid.
A little.
Speak for yourselves. He scratches gonna says that under his breath. Yeah. There's only one way into this place.
No.
Seems like...
There's not only one way into this place, and Gnome Suni just looks at Scratch.
Well, I mean, we can't turn into flies, or for us, there's only one way in.
So wait, Jack, you said that there were no visible windows, but there are multiple entry points? Because earlier you told me that there weren't any windows, but...
Not visible windows?
Yeah, so there aren't any windows on the outside that you can see.
Okay.
There is the door, and then there appears to be a tunnel of some kind that has eroded into the underside of this temple.
Okay.
And that's the one where the bodies were, right?
Mm-hmm. Where the
lovely.
bodies hit the floor. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And the Dragonborn was mumbling about a her, so...
Okay.
Lord of the Rings.
All right. I can't imagine that has anything to do with you. But it might.
It might. With our luck, it probably does.
That'd be weird.
So as far as what we know about Dragonborn entities, do they have like extrasensory perception, or are they just like relatively normal creatures but with enhanced abilities?
As far as you know, they're relatively normal, and I say that with air quotes.
Yes.
In that they're like humanoid creatures, like they're human in ability and intellect and all of that stuff. No one's really sure about their social structure or really what they do aside from helping dragons invade humanoid lands.
Okay.
As far as you're aware, there's not really anything besides the anything besides their ability to breathe whatever element they are associated with. You're not aware of anything else that is inherently dangerous aside from that.
It can breathe acid.
It can breathe acid, and it's also resistant to acid damage.
Whew.
We're like the most competent team.
Are you?
I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Huh?
Are you making
Wait,
a joke?
what?
Are you making a joke?
No. I mean, am I?
Because it sounds like a joke. It sounds like we've done a lot of incompetent things.
We are the most competent trio. We're like. I mean, I guess this isn't gonna make podcast probably. We're like the Shield from WWE. We're like them. Just well-oiled machine, a unit. Do everything right. We win everything basically, and we're all main eventers. We're just the triple threat. That's our team name that I just came up with. Feel free to mess with it if you want.
Yeah, don't like that.
Yikes!
It's tentative. You can it's completely up for alteration. The Three Musketeers. That's not taken in this universe, so we can take it.
What's a
no
musketeer?
one in this universe knows what a musketeer is.
Exactly. We'll be the musketeer. Like, what's a musketeer? Like, oh, just awesome people. That's why there's only 3 of us.
Okay, so what are you doing? What is the game plan?
I turn into a dragon.
Can't.
Really?
Dang
She
it.
can't?
We're gonna have...
All
So
right,
there's only...
how about she turns into a centaur and I
You
ride
can't.
her in... Aw.
Centaurs are
Turn it.
people.
Are they really? Okay, so but I thought they were medium creatures.
She can't turn into creatures. She can turn into animals.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a difference.
Gotcha.
Could just turn into,
Lame.
God damn
turn
it!
into a
God damn it, Gygax, you nerd!
she can still she can just turn into a regular horse, and you can ride her in.
No.
I mean, I don't know why you want to be a horse,
we're
but
not gonna do that. No.
I just
down
turned
the
into a
doors.
cat to mess with Scratch.
oh, it's like oh my god, if I like had a picture of Sniff.
By,
and, like,
by the way, you
turned
have a
into him.
limited number of uses for your
I
shape
didn't
change.
really turn into
Okay.
a cat.
Just throwing it out there.
What is my limit, by the way?
I think 3. It's like half your
What?
druid level. 3 times per day.
Well, let's sleep, guys.
Okay,
Just
so
kidding.
that's-
All right, what are we doing?
If you stay as an animal longer than an hour, you're stuck permanently.
No.
This is Animorphs. All right. So
Sounds like we gotta, since there's no other real way to get in outside of being super tiny, which only one of us can do.
I heard Jack roll a dice. I die.
Yeah, don't
All
worry
right.
about it.
No, I'm worried
Oh,
about
God.
it. Means you're up to
So
something.
We could. Naomi, did you establish how like far away from the door that they were? Like
There's
Like, if
one
we were-
right by the door.
like guarding the door, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are ones guarding the door, and I imagine the door's pretty heavy, right?
Yeah,
Jack,
it's
Jack,
pretty
okay.
heavy
feel
duty.
like-
It's pretty
It's
What
heavy.
if we like
Okay.
we could go in guns blazing and just blow the door down and crush that one guy with the weight of the door, and then just take on everybody
The
as they come at
Dragonguard.
us?
No, that sounds like a big mistake.
Well, I mean, I'm just putting it out there as a possible route.
Hey.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be-
So I can cast invisibility.
That's true.
Yeah.
On everybody.
The door will still open.
Oh, I'm just saying I can cast.
We'll just say it's a draft.
Yeah. No, I can cast invisibility on someone, and we can do something that way. So the tunnel that goes under, there's just a bunch of bodies, right?
And some. I mean, you didn't see how deep the tunnel goes or where it goes.
Okay. Is it
and there were some strangely glowing crystals in there.
Okay.
I just thought of something.
All right. Let's hear it.
What if Naomi turned into like a bee and then went back in there and like stung the dude that's by the door, like an eye or something like that, so he has to like leave?
I stop wanting to kill Naomi.
What? How's
I'd
that
be
killing
a
Naomi?
bee. I'd be
Well, I
a
mean,
bee.
or like turn into something that can bite or just annoy the guy to get him away from the door.
Stop wanting to get Naomi killed, because that's what's going to happen. Like, if they have weapons, they probably know how to use them. So I'm just saying, like, if they see
I'm
something
gonna
they're
get
not
melted with acid.
yeah, if they see
No, no,
something
no,
they're
no,
not
I
supposed
mean-
to see, they're probably gonna try and hit it or kill it.
Well, I mean, you could be discreet, like you don't have to fly right at the dude where he sees you coming. Like, he's probably just
don't have
looking
to
at
fly
the walls.
straight at his eye where he won't see you coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, like you don't do that, but if you like sting him in
So-
the neck
No, I'm just
or something.
Yeah, but that's not going to do anything. That's just going to annoy them.
He's just gonna swallow you and I'm gonna die.
The other thing is, if they are like, if they are like kobolds, or they have scales, like it's going to be hard to pierce their skin.
Are they all kobolds?
I don't know.
They're all
All of them,
reptilian.
all of them appeared to be kobolds, with the exception of the Dragonborn.
Dragonborn.
Okay, yeah. See, so your idea sucks.
Well, I mean, if the guy gets stung in the eye, he's going to be very much like incapacitated. He's going to be like, "Oh my eye, I'm freaking out." He's going to be out. He's not going to have his wits about him.
No, I don't like that, and it's a bad idea, and we're not going to do it.
Barfus says.
I just have my head down. Like, okay.
Daddy Barfus, Daddy Barfus, who's been taking care of your dumbasses this whole time, does not want to do that.
And
if
no
you say-
soon is
and if-
traumatized,
Yeah,
so
and if you say I haven't been, let's recap. Because I've consistently, even with small errors, have saved your butts.
I mean, you bullied Chuck out of the group.
No, that was all
No,
of you.
that was
all of you.
That was mostly
But
scratch.
Barfus didn't stop us from doing it. He joined right in.
That wasn't life or death.
I mean, we don't. If he was here right now, we don't know.
I'm chaotic neutral. I can joke. I have to be chaotic neutral in order to make up fun songs.
is that the requirement?
Yes, that's the universal requirement. You have to write about
Everyone
what you
knows
see
that.
and make it interesting.
Yeah, be yourself, but with the volume turned up.
Correct.
Uh,
So one of my ideas is that maybe I can cast the sleep spell again. Let's try this one more time.
Okay.
flawless plan. Can you make sure it gets the most important person?
Listen, you son of
This
a
time?
bitch.
Like, make sure it gets the Dragonborn.
That's not how this works.
It didn't work very well at all.
Listen, you.
Okay, so you're gonna do the sleep.
I
So,
don't
forget,
know.
You can just cast that from the outside, and it'll just like permeate the building.
It depends on their levels.
Yeah, it depends on their HP.
Yeah, it starts with the
that's-
lowest HP one first.
Yeah. So but the other thing is I don't want to arouse suspicion because there are how many figures? 7, you said?
7.
Yep.
Okay, there are 7 total figures. So I imagine that if just a few of them pass out, they're probably going to be like, "Oh shit." I imagine that the Dragonborn has some, the highest HP of all these characters. So
Maybe.
I'm just venturing a guess again.
It's a pretty decent
Can
guess.
you just let me? But I'm
Okay, so you cast the sleep spell. It maybe knocks out a few.
yeah, but
Are you banking on his plan for if you roll really high and it gets everybody?
I'm not banking on this plan. I'm suggesting it to you, right now.
I mean,
because
that sounds less risky than my B plan.
Yeah, it's a lot less risky. I'm just saying, let's minimize risk because we don't want to die. We've come pretty close to dying several times.
I mean, I just thought of something, brothers. Because of Barfus, we are indebted to a god. Do you think
You
that
just
god
thought
would,
of that?
Well, no. I mean, do you think that god would let us die if we were close to death? We owe him
If we were
debt.
to die, he would make it an eternal hell for us. He'd
Well,
revive
I'm just
us.
saying. Do you think he would intervene should things take a turn for the worse?
You're
if we
really
were
gonna
our
bank
last-
on that, Scratch?
I'm not banking on that. It just occurred to me as a possibility. We owe him a debt. He seems like he's not going to let that debt go unpunished, even if death is what would take it away from us. What are the odds he would swoop in and?
I never
Again,
took
if
Scratch
things-
to be such a figure of faith.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
this is
I'm not
new.
religious. I'm just looking at this as this is a pretty practical viewpoint. I think. I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
so let's
It's
slow
not like I
down.
worship this guy.
Scratch is not a practical guy, so
Nope.
I mean,
this is extremely out of character.
I mean, this is kind of a crazy idea though. I'm pretty much
Yeah, you're all spitballing
entertaining
at this
the.
point.
I'm
Yeah.
literally entertaining the idea of divine intervention than from a crazy Joker guy.
I think we've already reached our limit for divine intervention for this playthrough.
I mean, I'm just saying, if someone owed me something, I wouldn't let anything happen until I got my thing. If someone owed me a bowl of milk, I'm gonna get that milk.
Yeah, I roll my eyes. And
Am I
hopefully for context, we're not speaking that loudly, heatedly, but not that loudly.
Yeah.
It's just very no, come
Maybe
on,
it's
just-
silly on my part,
turns
but I
to a
assume
beat.
a baseline level of competence from 3 of you. If not as
honestly-
players, then in game.
Honestly, yes, that is silly on your part.
Nomsumi, do you have any suggestions to throw against the wall of our ridiculous ideas?
I mean, most of what I can do is
Because
distractions,
I
which
don't have
doesn't
anything
really take
that-
on the problem.
At least in terms of gaining entry undetected, I don't really have anything that would kind of helps in that regard. Because there's no way. It sounds like there's no way we can get in without causing a distraction, especially with a guy right there. and that's the only real way in for at least all of us.
Why do we have to go in this place again?
Well, we got to clear it out because
we have to clear it out because of, that's basically the priest request.
Okay.
And then he'll help us in the future, and it may not be a bad idea to have another ally, especially one that, you know,
detects magic, and we have a magic sword now.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's magic sword.
Wait, I detected magic on it.
Well, you know what? It was stuck inside a cursed ottoman, so...
Well, plus, didn't Chuck, before we cyberbullied him, didn't he, like... before we bullied him into submission, didn't he basically tell us that, like, he was hinting that the temple... Like, didn't we say that it might have the horde, dragon horde, Fallowfell's horde might be there? Or he pointed us to the temple for his own reason too, so there might be something else there, or another purpose of being there outside of the old man's favor. Because I remember when he mentioned it, we told him that we were going to go there anyway. So we kind of like.
So what he mentioned was that there are legends of an oracle underneath the temple that can answer questions, and you might be able to gather some intel that way.
Okay. I was like, I knew we had like another purpose to go.
He did mention the Dragon's Horde, which the mercenaries had taken with them, and he knew that it was with them, but then he got put up in the 3rd floor of that tower, and he doesn't know what happened to the treasure.
Okay, but there is another objective here.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, like, it sounds like no matter what we do, because we do have to get rid of these guys to fulfill the old man's request, we're gonna have to fight these guys unless we find some way of removing them non-violently, which...
Non-violently?
I don't know what that would be, so it sounds like we're just gonna have to, like, beat the shit out of these guys.
And I can't really just set them on fire, since they're all...
They'll probably be like, yeah, bring it on fire, we love it makes us stronger.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that, like, a dragonborn creature probably isn't going to get that harmed by fire.
Yeah.
Do I know this about Dragonborn?
Again, you know that based on their color, they have resistance to the element that they're able to breathe.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, did we see what color?
Yeah,
because the Dragonborn in there
he's black. He's black, and he shoots acid.
Okay, so we don't know what that means. Like, he could be vulnerable to fire. Like, he's probably immune to acid, but we don't know about fire.
Well, we don't really have a lot of acid, do we?
Oh, well, we don't need it because he's probably invulnerable to it because that's like his thing.
I mean, I'm just saying we don't have it,
so
like,
it's
fire,
not
really an issue.
I'm saying like fire could hurt him. Maybe
it could, but let's.
It's what we've been doing.
I'm trying not to engage these guys head on.
Well, I'm saying that seems like really the only way. Like, just given like there's no real other way to get into this place. There's a guy right by the door, so if we do anything to the door, he's gonna react to it.
I have a question.
The only person that could sneak in is Naomi, and that's a small animal, so that kind of limits what she can do. Outside of stinging people as bees or something.
Here's the thing. Let me ask: if Naomi turns into an animal, and I use invisibility on her, will invisibility last even after she changes back into her normal form?
Let me take a look at invisibility.
Invisibility says to last an hour. Like, you know, it doesn't. A creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends. Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it is on the target's person. The spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. Now, changing into an animal is a spell, but reversing the spell, does that count? Does that count as casting a spell as well?
That is a good question. I would think that it would depend. So basically it says the spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. So if she went and stung someone in the eye, she would become visible again.
Yeah.
So she can't touch anyone.
Right. So I'm not suggesting that, like, she attacks anyone. I'm suggesting that she turns into an animal. I cast invisibility on her. She does something inside. I don't know what that is yet. She's going to have to make that decision. But she like if she were to turn back into her normal form, would she become visible? Like my gut feeling is that like yes, she would become visible because she's using magic, but she's undoing a spell she's already cast. So like it's kind of that weird line, and I'm basically leaving this decision up to you. So if she's undoing the spell, personally I don't feel that she's casting a new spell.
Yeah, I would guess, like, just from what I'm looking at, like, I guess I would say that you can do that. You can cast invisibility, and it doesn't count as casting another spell if you're basically just stopping a spell.
Yeah. Like she would cease to be in her animal form and go back to her normal form because she's not casting a new spell, she's just stopping the spell that's already been cast.
Yeah.
I was thinking if you do that, Kyle.
Yeah.
Like if that plan works as intended, like with the idea being like Naomi sneaks in there invisible, is like gets to a decent spot, turns back into her normal form where she can't be seen, and then like say throws a bunch of fire or just causes some sort of surprise attack that to get the jump on them, because like we have the advantage of surprise, so like no matter how we bust in here, they're going to be taken by surprise. So like
I heard Jack's rolling some dice, so I don't know if we have the element of surprise.
Well, I mean, on paper we do, because they have no idea that we're so like she sneaks in there, all of a sudden they're just like on fire and they have no idea why, and then as they're freaking out, we bust in through the front door, and then that's how we we have like the advantage in combat because we're getting the jump on them.
Yeah, I was gonna say like we might do something like a pincer attack where maybe Naomi causes an attack distraction inside,
or I can just fly in and like investigate that cave tunnel thing.
Well, the other part of this is that like if I make you invisible and then you like maybe there's something that you can do in your normal form, in your humanoid form, where like you can cause a distraction, you can push something over, do something that's non-combat but also can give us an advantage.
I have an idea that's more on the straightforward side, but it could work. It would be like, what if Naomi turned into like an elephant or a rhino and just straight up rushes the door, like just crashes through that shit and just runs through everybody in there, and like like the guy in the front would get trampled, and then everyone else will be so taken aback, it's like, oh my god, all of a sudden there's a thing coming at us. Like you just barrel through everyone in there, and then we follow behind you.
Well,
and then that's how we kick off combat.
Here's the other thing: instead of putting Nomsuni in danger, she can summon an animal.
Or that. Same plan.
How about this? Since all this plan hinges on Nomsuni.
Yeah, right?
Nomsuni, you decide what plan you're gonna do. And
let's do that. So I'm proposing these to like for your input. I'm just saying like we have these options. Let's do something with them.
Okay, Nomsuni, what do you do?
All right. So, as far as large animals go, I can indeed summon a rhino. If we want to go with that. Do you guys want to search the door?
You're choosing the plan.
All right.
Yeah, like this is in your hands right now.
It's your body. You choose what you want to do.
Or my summon.
Yeah, you have autonomy. We live in an age of feminism.
Well, thank God for that. Alright. Ooh, giant toad.
What?
Alright. I mean, I'm down for the rhino plan. I'll summon the rhino, though, instead of actually turning into the rhino.
Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. Like, we're 100% just gonna rush in and charge the door. You're 100% sure that this is what we're going to do.
That is what has happened here.
I'm down with that.
Or, what are we doing, though? Are we, behind the rhino, just rushing in?
Yeah, we're going to charge, the rhino's basically going to be, a shield for us. Like, it's going to be, a running...
I can't believe you want to conjure this animal only to have it die.
I mean, we kind of did that with we literally used the ape as like a guinea pig.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
All right. So
we're not above that.
There's now a giant rhinoceros stepping out of a Fey portal.
Hold on, wait. She can communicate with this rhinoceros, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is 100% obedient to her.
I made
Okay.
this Rhi-No.
I don't know how this shit works. That's why I'm asking.
All right. Are
Okay.
you guys ready to initiate this plan?
I draw my longsword, my newly acquired longsword.
All right.
I'm ready.
You feel
Do
a
we, like-
faint tingle in your fingertips as you do so.
You're turning into an
Interesting.
ottoman. No.
I better not.
It's still in me.
Well, I've had it. I've had it this whole time. So I'm just saying, like, if I haven't turned it into an ottoman yet, probably should be okay. Also,
Okay. It's like we're being a werewolf, but you turn into an ottoman.
a were ottoman. Jesus Christ.
It's like, oh, it's a full moon. No.
I just let out a howl, but as an ottoman.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah.
So, like, do you I guess Nomsumi, do you like tell the Rhi-No, like, since in this, like, you know, like, just go, just haul ass, charge, don't stop, or do you like slap its ass and make it go, whatever you want to?
I mean, it depends on how we want to time this thing. Do you guys need to do any
mean-
preparations?
I got my weapon. I mean, we're full health.
I'm deciding if I want
Word.
to turn into an animal.
Okay.
Another Rhi-No, two Rhinos.
Well, I was
stampede.
gonna say that maybe I can cast minor illusion and create an image of a rhino and have it like be a distraction or something. I
Like
don't know.
a second Rhi-No just to mess
at
with
least-
everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, but then at least the real Rhi-No can actually cause like actual damage, so we can have like a preemptive attack on
I
them.
mean, sounds decent.
Like, that's why I would prefer like Naomi's Rhi-No, 'cause it would be a distraction, but it could actually hurt them, so they can lose some HP before we even start combat.
Well,
How
I
much
can-
HP does our rhino have, Jack?
It has 45 HP.
That's a lot of HP.
dang.
Yeah, let that thing just go wild. Let it just run in there, and then it could take all the early attacks while we come in from behind, because they'll be busy with the Rhi-No, and then we get in there and we start, getting a jump on.
Rhino uses berserk.
And we should have an easy entrance, because that first guy is for sure going to get his ass handed to him, because he's right by the door.
Now,
So he's done.
now-
To
basically.
clarify, he's in an alcove off to the side of the door.
Okay.
I mean, he's still in that hallway though, right? Like by the door.
It's
So like he'll be the first to get it.
I mean, it's not gonna trample that guy. I'll just put it that way.
Okay. Will anyone get trampled?
Maybe, you don't know.
Okay.
Or stabbed or like gored basically with the horn. We'll see.
Okay.
Okay.
Rolling
Now,
his dice.
I have another question. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like making me anxious.
Uh-huh.
I'm
So
excited for this plan.
God, I can't believe this is what we're doing.
You can't.
This sounds great.
I can't, but I can. Can the rhino break down the door and it's like a rhinoceros charge, like a single charge?
I don't know. We'll find out, won't we?
I guess we
Aw.
are going to find out. Okay.
We gotta
God,
find-
I feel
I
so
mean,
bad for
if
this
nothing
creature
else,
that we've just
if we
summoned to be a creature of war. I feel so bad for this
That's
thing.
what animal summons are.
I mean,
I will
it's
do a
okay, we
ritual to
conjured it.
say
It's-
thank you to the
It's
Rhi-No,
not a real
though.
animal.
Aw.
It's not a real animal. We conjured it out of the ether.
That's beautiful. All right. Well, thank
nothing-
you,
if you
Red
wanna
You're
go-
Rhinoceros.
welcome.
Thank you, magical
Yeah,
rhinoceros.
if we want to cover our asses, Naomi could also turn into a rhino and just have
Well,
double the rhino.
That's what I'm trying to decide.
So,
Okay.
As a
Yeah.
Rhino,
So-
would I like?
because then if you're the rhino, you could aim yourself and go after
Hold on.
whoever
Wait.
you want.
Before you do that, okay.
Can we ride both of you? I'm just kidding.
Okay, before you turn into a rhinoceros, let's think about this. Let's listen to me, because I've tried to not get our asses killed this entire time. Maybe
Lame.
You
I mean, like I said, head on is pretty much the only way we can deal with this problem. So we may as well make as big of a bang and get as much damage done as we can.
should. Oh my god.
I mean,
Okay.
if this
Okay.
goes, think about it.
Gnome
Think about it.
Suni
If this goes
becomes
well-
a rhinoceros.
Oh my god.
Yes.
He's actually doing this. Okay.
So-
Jesus
And I'm
Christ.
talking to the other Rhino, kind of in Rhino tongue.
You guys kiss each other. You rub horns.
In D&D Beyond, by the way,
Okay.
you Gnome Suni, or Naomi, go to just type in the top search bar rhinoceros,
Okay.
and you have those stats.
Right.
If you hit 0 hit points, you just revert to whatever hit points you have at the moment that you're shape changing right now. And then you take any excess damage that carries over.
Okay.
So,
Hey, Barfus, since there's 2 rhinos, we can each get behind one of them, and then we follow behind, and they're basically like our shield. So that's how we enter.
I'm going to assume that this doorway isn't like wide enough for 2 rhinoceroses, so they're just going
not
to...
at the same time, no.
Yeah, no, they're just going to charge in one after the other.
Yes.
So
Yeah, like
So-
that first one's
Do you
gonna...
want to still do an illusion
off.
spell so it looks like there's 3?
no, I don't think that's necessary at this point, and I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the summoned rhino charge in first,
Yes.
and then Naomi, and then myself and Scratch. Is that correct?
Sure.
Yes.
That's
This
the
is the
plan.
best plan.
That's the plan right now. That's what we're
Yep.
doing.
This is pretty
Okay.
great.
So I suggest to Scratch that he draws his weapon too, because we're going forward.
Oh, my weapon's drawn.
Oh, son,
Claws
I didn't
are
know.
out.
I didn't know this. I don't know what your weapon is.
Oh, I got daggers, I got a bow, and then I got my hands.
So I'm like I don't know if you prepared for this, because we spent a lot.
I have
of
a short sword.
We spent a lot of time deliberating, and me like kind of just like being frustrated at all this deliberation because I can't believe we're doing this.
All right.
But I
Great
can
plan.
believe that we're doing this. But let's do it. Let's
Let's
go.
burn this down.
If nothing else, if this totally backfires, we have the perfect title for the episode. Rhi-No.
No,
No.
I don't like
That's
that.
it. That's it.
I don't like that.
Like, Rhi-No, she didn't, or something. Come on.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, right. No, she didn't.
Initiate this plan.